Hello, welcome to the video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at one of the most overpowered teams for the current Scroll Cup. This team was absolutely amazing for me. I can highly recommend it to you. And it's around the Gallade with Charm, which is ridiculously overpowered. I didn't really expect that Mantine would be that good, but it was kind of necessary for the team that I wanted to play here. And this is also a team that is from my top team video, by the way, if you haven't seen that one. Showcasing again that a lot of those teams are really good, and first battle was quite fast here. We have 14 minutes and 43 seconds of gameplay with 15 battles. Every single battle that I did with this team here in it. Which showcases again, yes, this team is quite fast as well. We're going to have more Pekko, which is definitely really fast. But also, we have a lot of lag kinda. We actually should have been able, I think, as far as I know, to get off the move there as well in time. I think they got a free fast move that they should have not got in there before. But that's what it is. We're going to have our Mantine anyway, which is going to be able to take advantage of the Gaston. And Gaston is one of the most common Pokemon because it is able to basically deal with most of the Charmers, which is one of the issues, and deals with especially more Pekko, which is one of the issues for a lot of people. And so, yeah, it does make sense that this Pokemon has so much play, and this is why we try to counter it with the Mantine. Then we're going to have here Gallade, which is going to have Charm, which is going to allow us to hit all of those Dark-type Pokemon and Fire-type Pokemon in this meta for super effective damage. But not only this, we're also going to have access to Leaf Blade, which is really good for all the Water-type Pokemon as well, which are quite common. And look at this battle here, by the way, goodbye Hakomo. That was kind of funny that we won this while the opponent still had 2 shields left. Honestly, Gallade is amazing. Like, what is happening here? Like, goodbye Annihilate. That thing is already gone from the battle, and yes, I can use a shield, but I would always kind of trade an entire Pokemon switch advantage for just, like, basically a shield and 30% of my HP. Like, that is such a good trade here. You're going to have the Manabus. I wanted to swap out of that matchup in the lead because I was expecting that I would a little bit be weaker against Charm in the back as well. And so I decided to go into my Mantine. I was not actually able to hit all of the bubbles here because I wasn't looking. I was looking at the TV at this point, so that was my own fault. This could have been most likely a little bit better for me if I just went for the bubbles on the Ice Beam, because I would have got them definitely quite a bit lower. That would have allowed us to knock them out here. But they're going to have a Brion in the back. I'm not too sure. This actually might be my fault out that we lose this battle if we lose this battle. We're going to get the shield from the opponent here, but it is looking a bit dire because we're not going to get to another move here. And so, yeah, this is going to be a bit of an awkward one because we will see here that they can actually farm us down. And I think I would have won this because the opponent's Manabus definitely would have been gone at this time. So at least I would have had a draw there. But yeah, swap out your Quagsire into your Dark-type Pokemon. They of course were expecting that I would run the Psycho Cut where Quagsire has no play against Gallade at all, and Sableye would be amazing, but I'm not running the fast move of Psycho Cut, I'm running Charm, and this team is so toxic and so fast. It is ridiculous. I really like this team. It was such a good team and kind of climbed me all the way back up to over 2,400 MMR as well. I climbed up over 100 points, by the way, with this team. I dropped down before because of the way the game is recently in the Ultra League. I don't know why. This is something that I only have seen in the Ultra League so far, so I have no idea why, but the game is really bad in that one. I don't know. Like, for me, every single time I play this cup here, I have still a few issues. Don't get me wrong, there's still a few issues with the game. Like, it's not that it's perfect by any means, but it is playable. But as soon as I go into the Ultra League, like, it feels like you play a completely different game where, like, everything is just laggy. I don't know. But, yeah, this is something that happened to me again with a different team that you're gonna see later on today as well. I have all the battles already recorded for the video later on. Still, the team worked out well and I still went positive with the team. But I would have been even more positive and nearly would have won every battle if the game would just work how it's supposed to work. But yeah, this is something that maybe gets fixed now as well. If you didn't see, last video on my channel was the news that Pokemon Go got bought, which I think is still a very good thing. And why not talk a little bit about it? Because we had already, of course, the video yesterday where I gave you my first reaction. Since then, there were a lot of interviews, a lot of reports, basically, on how Niantic employees kinda felt about it. And without like them directly saying it, but kind of making it clear based on what they said in like those texts, it felt like the general statement was, yeah, it's kind of sad that we're gonna go from Niantic now after like 9 years of working with them, but also they're kind of happy that they don't have to work with Niantic anymore. So I think it is just going to be a positive thing. There were quite a few reports and quite a few like from direct Niantic employees where I saw like 4 or 5 different ones, by the way. It's not like there's like a singular one, where the general console was really like, yeah, it's good that this ends and it's good that we have like something different now, and they all kind of look more positively towards what is changing. A lot of them, I guess, would have been also involved in the talks about what is going to be happening with the game. So for me, like with the overtaking of the game, I do understand that a lot of people are a little bit scared. I would look more towards it as like a positive thing than anything else, because let's be honest, like Pokemon Go only went downhill basically over the last 3 years, 4 years, I would say. I wouldn't say that there was anything where we had like any big hype anymore. And so, yeah, I can only see the positive sides of them taking over. Either the game, of course, gonna die immediately, completely, which I highly doubt, or it's just gonna be better. And for me, it is like way more likely that the game is gonna be better with the company taking them over. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like people are a little bit scared, which I do understand as well. I think a lot of people are trolling a little bit online as well, though, with what they say, what's going to be happening. Like, there's no way. Like, they already said, by the way, that they're kind of keeping true towards what it is right now, and they're just trying to enhance it. There's not going to be more pay to win or anything like this. They like, clearly stated that they don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. Of course, what they say and what they do can be 2 different things. Don't get me wrong, I'm fully aware of that. But they clearly stated that pay to win like this wouldn't be a thing in the game, and they made sure that this would be a part of what they will never do. So I feel like it would be a bit unfair to already say like, oh yeah, this game gonna be completely shite now and we're gonna all deinstall Pokemon Go. I feel like this is not the right way to do it, and I'm actually really looking forward to what is going to change now in the future. That's my opinion. Anyway, we can go back to the battles here now. I skipped, I think, like 3 battles just talking about what is happening and what people are saying. But yeah, like honestly, it was a very good team here to use. It was a really good team to use. Are there issues still with the team? Absolutely. What is when you encounter a Charm user against you in the lead? Not too common right now, but Charmers, as predicted in my top team video, as predicted in my first video, they are just going to be more and more common. Charmers are very, very strong in this meta. And either you prepare yourself for it or you play them yourself, which I do here, for example. And yeah, I do think that this team here is really good. I do think that Gallade is amazing with Charm, and I do think you should definitely give it a try. Here's the thing as well, of course, yeah, this team worked out super well for me. Like, this team worked really well for me, even though I got completely hardballed there and I just forfeit. But there were so many builds that just were so fun to play with this team. For example, this one here, against one of the best German players as well. So it's going to be kind of funny, because they have the Sableye swapping into our Gallade, thinking that it was more, say, the Psycho Cut version. It is not. And you know what's even better for us? We have the Leaf Blade against the Azumarill, but we have now Alignment, and we're going to have the Morpeko, which can still outspeed them, and basically guarantee us to win this matchup. But even if they want to go 2 shields, which I think they could be then knocking us out, we still have the Mantine in the back to kind of counter it. And look at this, they're going to have the Annihilate coming in, and you might think, oh, why does he stay in with his Dark-type Pokemon? Because I can go for a Psychic Fangs, get the shield from them, and now swap out into the Mantine, which is going to be able to do some nice, super effective, and now buffed fast move damage with the Wing Attack. And I do think this was the right call, because I need to get rid of the shields anyway. There's still 2 shields left at this point. And as we will see, Rachel is coming through, and we can just go for the full farm on thanks to the debuff here, and this is going to be it for this battle. And we can move on to the next one. We have the Gustlord here against in the lead, and again we do double super effective damage against them, allowing us to just completely farming them down. Like, it is literally like a cheat code right now. Like Shadow Gallade, if you have a Shadow Gallade for the Open Great League, this Pokemon is an absolute cheat code in the current meta. Look at this, they're gonna go into the Gastrodon. I'm so scared now, what are we gonna do here? We're just gonna stay in, we're just gonna get them very low, and we can counter them now with the Mantine. If they want to stay in here, happy days. I predicted this one, by the way, that they're very likely going to be having a fighting type Pokemon in the back, because why the hell did they stay in the beginning, and why the hell did they go into the Gastrodon, but they don't want to swap out of a matchup where they don't do damage against us? So I'm fairly certain at this point that they're very likely going to have yeah, a fighting type Pokemon in the back. That would make the most amount of sense. They just want to get us low so they can maybe go for a Rage Twist and then try the best. It is going to be a fighting type Pokemon, it's going to be the Primeape here. And you know what is cool here? We are going to be able to go for the aerial ace, get the shield, swap out into the Morpeko, use a shield here, we don't have to risk anything, and we can just outspeed them and knock them out. There's nothing that we really have to worry about here. Our wheel is going to find its target here. This is going to allow us to get the KO, and let's see what is coming in. In the bag is going to be, of course, the Gastrodon, which you're going to be able to knock out, and we can move on to the next opponent here. Oh wait, this is going to be also me claiming its head, me getting a little bit high up again, over 2,400 as you can see here, but I also went positive the set afterwards still. So yeah, this team is really good. It is really, really good. And there's a lot of more Pokemon that I kind of want to take a look at as well. But mainly for the Ultra League, and like, I'm kind of upset that the Ultra League is so buggy right now for me. But yeah, you're gonna see here, the Gastrodon against us. That is going to be a matchup that is going to be okay for us. It is okay. We're not going to be able to win it with the Mantine because the Mantine's energy management is just not really that great anymore. Like, you're not going to be able to get to the moves that fast. But what we will see here is we're going to be able to get both shields from the opponent. That's the thing as well. If we get the shields with a Mantine, and we can farm them down with the, with the Gallade, we're gonna be in such a good spot because we would have a ton of damage with that one. But not only with this Pokemon we have a ton of damage that can come in, we also have a ton of damage with our Morpeko. By the way, they were able to deny my fast move there, which was not the way it's supposed to be happening as well. Again, there is actually still quite a lot of one-turn lag, which I didn't have a single bit in the first week. I don't know why, but I saw a lot of people complaining about it online though, and I was like, my game is working perfectly fine, there's no issues at all. What are they talking about? And now, starting with the second week, I see it actually in both metas. I feel like Ultra League is a bit worse than this meta, but it could be also because other Pokemon that have been used or something, I don't know. Here, if I went for one extra fast move before, I would have been actually fine here, would have won this battle, but I didn't, and so that is my own mistake, but also kind of unfortunate how the game is currently working out. We have the Gastrodon against us. By the way, you saw every single battle with this team here. We see so many really good battles for this team as well, and so many great matchups for it. As you will see here, we're going to be able to just, have a very good alignment there. We're going to have the Mantine against the opponent's Gastrodon. They cannot really do anything here at all. Body Slam is coming through. Go for it, have fun with it. We can go for the Ice Beam. This is going to allow us to get the opponent very low. I was hoping that this would put them basically into range where I can fully phone them down with the wing attack, but this does not look like this is going to be the case here. And so we're going to have the Toxapex coming in. We're going to swap out here. Morpeko is coming in. We're going to have the Aura Wheel. This is going to allow us to get the shield from the opponent. And we try our best to get another move off afterwards, which we do not. We're going to have to use a shield here again. This is going to be fine. We're going to go for the Psychic Fangs bait. And I think I'm hopefully going to be able to outspeed them afterwards. This would be really nice if I could outspeed them here, but let's see how it's going to go. We are not going to be able to do that yet. We're going to use a shield, so we have to hope that we can somehow get rid of this Toxapex. Our backline is not that great against it. I was expecting them to swap out, that's why I waited out and tried to overfarm, but they didn't. And this is actually going to be better for us, because now we can get the KO here. They don't get too much farm with the Gastrodon. I still have my Gallade here, and I think I still survive even a hit with my Gallade. And with this, we should be kind of in an okay spot, as the fast move pressure is just so high that Mantine is going to be able to seal the deal. We have a move start here as well, and this Ice Beam is going to take down that Gastrodon. Next up, final battle for today. We're going to have Gastrodon against us in the lead again. Again, great lead for us. Charm right now is busted. Like, it is what it is. There is nothing really that you can say against it. Charm is there. Absolutely ridiculous, and thanks to the damage that we had in the beginning already, even Morpeko is going to be able to take down Gastrodon at this point, so I'm not too worried about even alignment here. I don't really need to care too much about it. I think I still survive a crunch here, and so I let the move go through. I just barely survive. I can go for a charge move. They very likely going to use a shield here, I would assume. They do. They want to keep alignment. They kind of want to get rid of the Charmer for the Gastrodon, which is fair, and which they're gonna be able to do as well. Here we have a bit of lag, which actually impacted us as well. If they get to another move here, that's going to be very bad for us, but they go for the crunch, which is lucky. They could have went for the awkward tail to knock us out for sure as well. They're going to have the lantern in the back. I can go for that super effective Leaf Blade. I'm very certain they're going to shield this move up. They do. I can swap out into the Morpeko. They go into the Gastrodon, and this makes it even easier for me to win the battle, because what I can do now is I can use a shield, I can see Dragon Claw, I can go for the Aura Wheel. We're gonna see a little bit of frames drops there as well, which is not going to impact anything, but you're gonna be able to now farm them down, knock them out, go for the Aura Wheel, and this should do basically enough to knock them out. We had +1, it is stab, it is doing a ton of damage. It's not going to do enough damage, but it definitely does enough damage to put them into charm range, and with this, we're going to be able to win the final battle as well. This team was amazing. Shadow Gallade, a cheat code, and that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you then. Bye bye.